So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we're going to be getting closer to the end of the Lebron era rebuilds, and today it's going to be the New Jersey Nets. So yes, this is prior to when the Nets actually moved to Brooklyn. That was in 2012. We were at the start of the 2010-2011 NBA season. This Nets team in real life only won 24 games. It is by no means an extremely talented roster. Mid-season, they made a trade for Deron Williams. I'm not sure if we'll do exactly that today, but the rest of this roster is a little shaky if I do say so myself. We'll go over this roster and I'll give you all my thoughts in just a second, but of course, before we do, as always, if you guys have any other video ideas, make sure to let me know down below in the comment section. We are very much looking for different series ideas, challenges, different eras of rebuilds, whatever you guys want to see. Let me hear it all down below. You guys have been absolutely fantastic with video ideas recently, and I really do appreciate it. So yeah, this Nets team has a lot of work to do. We are kind of in a relatively okay position. You know, we're a few years before that move to Brooklyn when they obviously made that big trade with the Celtics that netted them Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Jason Terry that turned into the ultimate disaster. So we're definitely not going to do that today, but we got a lot of big moves coming. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into it a little bit. Let's go over this roster, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there's definitely a little bit of everything with this team. I have already seen it. So starting out at the point guard position, Devin Harris, who's 28 years old, was actually a big part of the trade with the Utah Jazz that inevitably ended up happening, where they brought in Deron Williams. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do something similar to that today. I very rarely make midseason trades, so if it does happen, maybe it would be in the offseason. But again, Devin Harris is 28, 83 is a decent overall, and I definitely don't hate the contract. We have Jordan Farmar, who's only 23 years old. In these videos, I tend to see him win a couple most improved, sixth man of the year, so maybe we'll see if we got a little something with 23-year-old Jordan here today. We have Ben Uzo here. I'm not going to pretend I know a whole lot about him, but maybe I think he's a real person. I don't know. Anthony Morrow here at the shooting guard spot. He is our highest overall at a 75. Again, probably not a long-term starting option, but, you know, decent enough for maybe 1 year. This is definitely not a real person. I would bet a lot of money this is not a real person. Damon Blount? Probably not. I hate these contracts. I hate it. I'm not going to give the same speech I give every time. I know why the CPUs are here, but just don't give them $12 million. It's 2010. That's not like an average role player salary at this point in time. Quentin Ross is not going to be anything for us today. All right, power forward spot. I think Chris Kardashian here is actually like the third highest overall on the team. I don't have many plans for him to be a focal piece of this video, but again, for the overall, for the age, and especially a pretty nice contract, can't complain too much. We have a 19-year-old Derek Favors, which is, of course, very nice. I believe he was another piece of the Deron Williams deal that came with Utah, I believe in February of 2011, so this season. And, you know, if he develops well, we'll kind of take it on a year-by-year basis, but could be a building block for us. Derek Favors had a pretty good career. Joe Smith is here, 35, not long-term at all. And then Jason Davis, who's getting $7 million annually. God knows what reason. And then Joe Springer, who's on a much more realistic contract for somebody who doesn't even exist. And then the best player on this team is going to be Mr. Brook Lopez. Obviously, much younger Brook Lopez than we have now. Still a really kind of solid NBA center. I feel like his whole game kind of changed when he's kind of progressed through the years. You know, you see that D+ 3-point shot now. Wasn't, I don't think, the defensive player that he currently is, or at least was last year in real life. And yeah, good for him, man. Kind of transforming his game. That's why he's had such a long career. Behind him, we have Joan Petro. I don't know much about him. Not going to pretend I do. And then Glenn Harden, whoever the hell that is. So a couple trades definitely coming. I do want to check out our draft pick situation. So we do have our own first this year. We have a Lakers first that's lottery protected now in all realistic possibilities. Lakers still have Kobe and Powell. They're going to be very good. They always are. So it's still a first. It's not going to be anything valuable. And then much past that, we have a Warriors pick that's also lottery protected in 2012. And yeah, there's not a lot here besides that. So a couple trades are definitely coming. Let's get into it. Our first trade of today's video is going to come with the San Antonio Spurs, and it's going to look like this. Ben Uzo and Leon Burks heading to the Spurs for Garrett Temple and Brian Finley, whoever or whatever the hell that is. Now, Garrett Temple is on a 1-year expiring contract. He went on to have a pretty solid NBA career. He's going to be a position of need because I'm going to move him to the small forward spot. And ultimately, if it works out, maybe I'll bring him back. If not, I didn't really give up anything. So first trade complete. I like this deal a lot. Our final trade before we kick off year one is going to come with the Utah Jazz. I know the Nets and the Jazz made a very big deal in real life this season, but we're not going to make that one, at least not yet. And it's going to look like this. Joe Smith, Joe Springer are heading to Utah. Ime Udoka and Vinny Howard are coming back here to New Jersey. Ime's just going to be kind of a probably 1 year placeholder at the backup small forward spot. So again, it's not a guy I like to get a lot, but I definitely have gotten him before. I was very, very close to accepting a deal for Eduardo Najera, but I know how often I get him. So Ime Udoka, welcome to the team. And yeah, he's going to be my backup small forward. I went ahead and moved Garrett Temple. He's going to be starting for us. He jumped up 2 overalls, which is, of course, nice to see. The final thing I have to consider is I actually might make one more deal just because I don't have a backup shooting guard behind Anthony Morrow. Now, I'm not expecting to be good this year, but I definitely want to be at least like a competent team. I don't want to have any 60 overalls in the starting 5. So maybe one more deal. I don't know. I'll include Quentin Ross. We'll do Damon Blunt, who's making $12 million. So maybe we could hypothetically match that up with some. Wow, Boris Diaw. I can just get him like that. That's it. Okay, that's actually pretty nice to know. Or I could just bring in Dante Jones. You know what? Actually, that's actually a really... Ooh, Leandro Barbosa. I get Barbosa a lot. I'm not going to do that today. Actually, not some bad... Pretty nice deals here. Do I actually take a flyer on Kirk Heinrich? You know what? Screw it. Let's take a flyer on Kirk Heinrich. I know he's listed as a point guard. I'm pretty sure we can easily move him to the shooting guard spot. And that overall doesn't change. Okay, that's fine by me. Pretty good start, I would say, to our first season here. Let's set the rotation. After a few trades, we are officially ready to kick off our first season here in New Jersey. Now, on paper, this team might not be as bad as some of the other teams I've rebuilt, but I still don't really have a lot of expectations when it comes to being any sort of serious contender in the Eastern Conference. So Devin Harris, Kirk Heinrich's actually going to start for me. It's what the game wants. I'm just going to do what the game wants. Again, it's not like there's some young star shooting guard prospect we have sitting on our bench. So Kirk Heinrich going to take it. Garrett Temple going to be my starter at the 3. Got Chris Kardashian here at the 4. Brook Lopez rounding out our starting 5. So not bad. Again, I've definitely had worse. I'll say that. Derek Favors is going to be playing 24 minutes a night off the bench. I want to develop him as much as possible. I definitely do think it's still smart to start the Kardashian. I don't necessarily think, again, long-term option. I definitely prefer Favors, but we're going to get Derek a decent amount of minutes coming off the bench. More than I typically give my 6 men, I'll say that. Jordan Farmar behind him. We got Anthony Morrow here as our backup shooting guard. Ime Udoka, who we brought in. Same with Johan Petro. Actually, we didn't bring him in, but he's here. He's our backup center behind Lopez. So, yeah, I don't suspect it's going to be a fantastic first season. I don't have, like, ambitions that high right now. I'd actually rather be bad, but, you know, it's not a terrible team, so we'll see. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. The Nets won 28 games in real life. They win 28 games here in 2K. I think that's pretty much on par with how I expected this first season to go, and we definitely have our work cut out for us. So, the awards year 1 are always the same, so we're just going to go through it relatively quickly. Ooh, LeBron does win a deep boy. That is cool. Serge Ibaka, most improved. George Karl, I cannot get over that picture. I know I say it a lot, but it scares the shit out of me. 66 wins, though, there with Melo and him in Denver. Okay, let's see how we did in the grand scheme of things in the Eastern Conference. We are the 13 seed here. Only behind us, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Toronto Raptors. Take a look over here at the West. And yeah, there's some pretty bad teams there as well. So stats, let's see how everybody played. A lot of these guys' decisions will be made about their future depending how they played this season. So Brook was really good for us. Like a few more rebounds, near double digits. You know, you hope for that for a center that's 7'1", but I can live with that. He was 51% from the field. Devin Harris, about 15, 2, and 8. I mean, not terrible. I would hope that my number 2 option can score more than 15 points, but of course I know it's 2010, 2011. It's not 2024. The Kardashian, 14 points a game. Kirk Heinrich. Oh, I'm looking at, Jesus Christ. I'm looking at rebounds. Chris Humphries, 14. Wow. Kirk Heinrich, about 10 points. Farmar, 9.5. Favors, 9.5. So not bad, kind of all across the board. Looks like everybody kind of did as expected. I did not expect Chris Humphries to average 14 boards a game. That's pretty good. And then assist Harris at 8. So playoffs are not going to be a thing for us in year 1. I know, 28 wins does not sneak you in anywhere. We have a Celtics and a Mavericks finals, and just like in real life, the Mavericks won it all, except they beat the Celtics this time. And Jason Kidd, finals MVP instead of Dirk. All right, first offseason is going to be very, very important for us. First and foremost, anybody retire for us here in New Jersey? Does not appear so. Staff retirements, Hall of Fame, jersey retirements, cool historic changes, luxury tax, and I think, yeah, it'd be next offseason, right? I don't know, that we'd move to Brooklyn. All right, we're currently projected the 6th overall pick. See if we get maybe a little bit lucky in the lottery, and we sit right at 6. Honestly, I'll live with it. There's so many of these videos that I end up like falling 3 or 4 spots, and today's not one of them, but we also don't jump up. So happy medium, number 6 overall. Staff signing, I didn't even see. Oh, Avery Johnson's our head coach. Actually has some pretty good ratings. So you know what? I'm going to give Avery Johnson another year. Now this team will definitely be better next year. So, you know, we don't have a good season, not a lot of success in the playoffs. We'll we'll see. But 6th overall pick is definitely a very high draft pick, so a lot of decisions to come. We're going to work on a trade here with the Minnesota Timberwolves and see if we can maybe move up just 2 spots to number 4 overall. Now, there is a player I am targeting. You're going to figure it out in just a second. No, it's not Kawhi or Kyrie. I know I get them a lot. And yeah, in order to maybe get a certain player, I have to move up. So how about we make a deal? You want to make a counter offer? They do not. I think I'd rather hang on to my pick this year and see, can I get this done with like seconds? Are there any scrubs on my team that I definitely don't need moving forward? Like Johan Petro. No disrespect, of course. I don't really need you moving forward. And then one more second. Wow, beautiful. Okay, the player I'm targeting is Klay Thompson. He's not a guy really ever draft. He would obviously be a fantastic addition to this team. Position of need. Kawhi goes number 1 overall to the Sacramento Kings. Let's see who goes number 2. It is Kyrie Irving. So now we just have to outlast the Milwaukee Bucks. Hope they don't take Klay Thompson. They take Jimmy Butler, who obviously is a very good player himself, but he's also somebody I've drafted from time to time, meaning Klay Thompson is officially going to be on my team. Now, we also have the 25th overall pick. Maybe we can get another rotation player. Looking at my options here, they're not great. We did just trade away our backup center, though. Maybe we go ahead and draft his replacement here. Bismack Biyombo had a long NBA career. I believe he's still in the league. Markieff Morris, Bojan Bogdanovic would also be fine options. They're just, again, both players I've drafted before. So Bismack Biyombo, welcome to New Jersey, potentially a backup center for Mr. Brook Lopez. 77 overall for Klay. You got a 75 for Bismack. Wow. Love to see it. We upgraded, too. All right, team player options. Lopez coming back at a $3 million price tag is just beautiful. So we will probably have some money to throw around. Now, who are we going to go out and get? That is pretty much TBD. But do I make a big play, go after Carmelo? He has a really big offer from New York. Now, I mean, we are not a New York team yet, I guess. We're New Jersey. We're close enough. So 77 over 4. Just curious. What is that AAV? It's near 20. I know that. It's about $19.25 million a year. So I doubt we're going to be able to really beat that. What I do want to see, is there any contracts on this team that I really don't need? I think there's a couple. What I'll probably have to do is make a decision between Humphries and Favors. Now, I know ultimately I could keep them both. Neither of them are making a ton of money. I think Kirk Heinrich's definitely on his way out. This bullshit right here is gone. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to trade away all these auto-generated players. And we're going to clear house, clear all those salaries. I'll show you guys all the trades after, and I'll be there with my next move. Here's a look at the 4 trades I made to clear the auto-generated players that were never going to be here next year, and one of which was making way too much money. We got actually a first-round pick for Jason Davis, who had a $7 million price tag, which is just ridiculous. But if 2K wants to bullshit me, I'll bullshit them right back. So we got a first there, and then I think 6 total second-round picks for these 3. Fine by me. So at this point, we cleared up some cap space. We don't technically have Carmelo Anthony money yet. Now, I know there are other options to clear up these funds, and I think Kirk Heinrich probably on his way out. He's 30 years old. He did his job for us for one season, but that $8 million price tag, just a little bit too high for me for a guy who was ultimately going to be a backup anyways. And we do have Anthony Morrow. So Kirk Heinrich, I don't know really what I could get. Just curious at some of these offers. I do see some decent players here, but I think preferably I'd rather go and just dump the salary. 2 first-round picks from the Pistons. Seems like a really nice offer right there. So you know what? That's the deal I'm going to take. Thank you very much, Detroit. And at this point, we have officially enough money for Melo. That's the most the game's going to let me offer, so I will make the offer. I highly doubt he accepts it. Other options like Al Horford, Joakim Noah, probably not as realistic just because they're both restricted. I would have to assume that, you know, their respective teams, the Hawks and the Bulls, are going to match whatever it is that they do get. Actually, maybe not. There's not a real offer here from the Hawks. I mean, I know he's qualified, but do I make a play for Al? I also just don't really need Al Horford. Like, positionally on this team, one of the bigger positions I'm set at is power forward, and I can't move him to center. We have Brook Lopez, so I don't really know if he's a big need, but, like, maybe a guy like Mike Conley, who definitely does develop well. Who would he be with right now? Would he still be a Grizzly? I think he'd be a Grizzly. So, you know what? I might make a play for him. I know small forward's a position of need as well. Unfortunately, besides Carmelo Anthony, there's just not a lot of names here for small forwards. But I wouldn't mind upgrading my point guard spot. So maybe we throw some dollars at Mike Conley, see if he maybe takes a fly. Oh my God, we got Carmelo. Well, I had a lot of fun with the idea of maybe going after Mike Conley. I didn't think there was a God's chance in hell that Carmelo Anthony accepted our offer, but he did, and now he's the new face of this franchise. Huge position of need with him at that small forward spot, and I'm super excited about that. So I'm looking forward to what next year could be. It's going to be really fun. So I'm pumped to have Melo here. Other than that, at this point, I don't maybe plan on making many other major changes. Honestly, contract-wise, it looks like a lot of these guys, besides Brook Lopez, are on multi-year deals. So I'm just going to kind of run it back, I think, for the most part. We're going to find a backup for Melo, and we're pretty much all set. I am going to start Chris Kardashian one more year, and then I'll maybe make an upgrade. Landry Fields is actually only 23, and he's a 79 overall, so that's probably about as good as we're going to get. All right, we've upgraded the starting five. We have upgraded the bench. This team is in a much better spot. I'll see you guys at the start of year two. After what I would consider a very successful offseason here in New Jersey, we were ready to kick off the second season. Obviously, year one didn't really go our way. We won only 28 games, but we made up for it with a superstar signing of Carmelo Anthony. He has a really good surrounding core, and I'm super excited to have him here. So, Devin Harris, Klay Thompson, Carmelo Anthony, Derek Favors. Actually, game wants him to start. I'm going to go with it. I think he's a better player. That's what we're doing. And then Brook Lopez as our starting five. Chris Kardashian will be my sixth man off the bench. You got Landry Fields, new addition, going to be brought in to back up Melo. You got Jordan Farmar still here, Anthony Morrow, Bismack Biyombo rounding out this 10-man group. So I'm excited. I think this is clearly a playoff team. I mean, it's impossible basically to be worse than we were last year, but a lot of additions. I'm really excited. I'll see you guys at the end of year two. Much better second season for us here in Jersey. We win 57 games. I mean, just leaps and bounds better than last season here. And I'm really excited for what these playoffs could be. Russell Westbrook is your MVP. Kyrie Irving, did he go first? No, he went second. Yes, he went number 2 overall. He is your rookie of the year. Steven Jackson in Charlotte is your sixth man of the year. Dwight Howard, your depoy. Most improved goes to Ish Smith. Interesting statistics there from Ish. And yeah, 69 wins. God, I forgot how annoying and good the Thunder get in this game. All right, where did we fall in the standings? We are the 3 seed here. So 57 wins does that. We're going to be matched up with the Celtics in round 1, who are good. They're definitely aging, but they are still a very talented team. Stats-wise, who led us in scoring? Shocker. Carmelo Anthony. Brook Lopez, Klay Thompson had a really solid rookie campaign. What did he shoot from 3? Just curious. 41% in your rookie season. I mean, 41% is really good anyways, but rookie season's insane. Devin Harris, points are going down, assists are going up. Honestly, if that's his role as a 4th option, I don't mind it. Derek Favors, Jordan Farmar, Kardashian, Morrow, Fields, and Biyombo. Rebounds per game is going to be Favors, and then assists is Harris. So, first round, we have the Celtics. As I mentioned, a little bit older of a team besides Rondo, obviously, and they're good. I mean, I don't know who Vin Chandler is. Why just not start Jermaine O'Neal? I don't know. All right, let's see what happens here in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. We take a quick 2-0 lead. They do win game 3. We win 4. They do win 5. Oh, my God. I'm not about this today, too. No. Nope. No. I'm not. No. There's just no... There's no fucking way. Okay, who played bad, who didn't? Melo was pretty solid all around the board. Scoring went down for Brook Lopez. 43% from the field. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that 43% from the field makes me like absolutely pissed beyond belief, but if you're a center, especially 2011 Brook Lopez, you know, he's not shooting threes yet. He's not really taking mid-range jump shots. At least maybe a few, but like he's around the rim. He's in the paint. He should be 50%. Klay Thompson, Devin Harris, I mean, everything was like kind of on par with. Oh my God, I'm getting this Kardashian. This is why I'm not winning. I have a Kardashian on my team. That's why. Okay, we're making some upgrades come off season time. Might look for a new head coach. No promises. Bulls go on to win it all. Derrick Rose, your Finals MVP, but losing in the first round, that's just unacceptable. So I'm excited to get into this final offseason. We are basically all in at this point. I do have a decent amount of draft picks that I could potentially have in some changes. We are officially going to be the Brooklyn Nets now. It is the offseason. We are relocating and completely rebranding the New Jersey Nets to the Brooklyn Nets. So top right corner, I'm going to hit start. Your logo is going to change. There we go. How exciting. Okay, draft lottery. I know we have a couple other teams' picks. Are we? Okay, so we're projected number 13 overall from Golden State. We have that Detroit pick. It's projected 2. I think it's protected. I believe the Golden State one's also protected. I just want to confirm. Yeah, Nets-wise, I'm not seeing anything. So that's cool with me. Big decision right here. Avery Johnson. I mean, there's not a problem like ratings-wise. Like his offensive rating, his defensive rating are both good. Basketball IQ is basically 4 out of 5 stars. The potential's at 3, but the ratings are really already there. So I know it's a big decision, and I know that maybe there's an argument to fire him, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hang on to Avery Johnson. We're going to make some upgrades to the roster. Now, maybe next year, mid-season, we suck, whatever. I'll fire his ass, and I'll get a new head coach. But for now, I think he's a good job. Because there's not a lot of good coaches out there. There's not. I've played this game a whole lot. All right, we have the 27th overall pick, and then we have 3 second-round picks. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with these yet. I could trade them. I could draft somebody. I know those are basically the only two options, but I'm TBD. Last offseason, we obviously signed Carmelo Anthony. If he did not sign with us, we had some strong interest in Mike Conley, and I think at this point, Devin Harris's game kind of run its course here in Brooklyn now, I guess. So Mike Conley would be a fantastic addition to this team. He's 4 overalls higher. He's only going to go up. He actually develops really well in this game. And how about we make a trade? They want a first from us next year. That's fine. Oh, really? Okay. I'll take it. Let's see. In terms of other draft picks, I don't really need any of these. So if we could just maybe swap some of these, like thank you very much, Chicago. And then 2 seconds, probably not going to get me much, but just curious. Anybody want to give me thank you very much, Celtics? Okay, so we're not drafting anybody. We do have some good bench pieces already. Derek Favors will be coming back, so nice upgrade at our point guard spot. Brook Lopez is definitely somebody I got to give a contract to, and we don't have any rights, but he's restricted, so it doesn't really matter. God bless this game and its creativity. So I guess I'm just going to have to wait on Brook pretty much at this point. The game's going to allow me to match everything. That's not really what I'm worried about. Klay Thompson, overall-wise, I could clearly look for an upgrade, but I think he should be around an 80 to start next year. He had a fantastic rookie season for us. He and by no means was the problem here. So I'm comfortable at the small forward spot. I do think it would be smart to make an upgrade in some way, shape, or form at our power forward position. I just don't think you can have 2 80, 81 overalls and kind of call it a day on a championship hopeful team. So I'm going to make an upgrade there. There was an idea we could possibly make a blockbuster trade with the Jazz at the beginning of this video. It's not going to be for Darren Williams. Will it potentially be for Paul Millsap? Chris Kardashian did a fine job for us for the most part. Anthony Morrow, I think, was a decent enough backup shooting guard option. Ultimately, in all likelihood, I'm going to sign his replacement in free agency. And Paul Millsap's an upgrade at the power forward spot. So how about we make a deal? I have a ton of draft picks. Obviously can't really take them with me, so how about you just take the Warriors first round pick next year and we shake hands and call it even. Okay, so Millsap in favor is going to be my 1-2 there. Anthony and Fields. There's some part of me that wants to find like a superstar shooting guard, but money-wise, it doesn't make sense. I think Thompson was fine for us, as I was just talking about, so we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is look for an upgrade here off the bench in free agency. So I don't want to get Barbosa. I signed him a lot. I don't really want to get DJ Augustine as well. But why the hell not? I'll make an offer for DJ Augustine if he wants to come in here. Okay, cool. So now I'm probably just going to trade one of the 2 point guards or backup point guards I have. I am obviously going to wait on Brook Lopez. We are going to match this deal from the Cavs. Actually, I don't know if I can get... Can I get Augustine too? Well, it's not letting me do anything else. So, okay, cool. All right, we're going to make one more big trade, or big relatively. We're making a deal here with the Philadelphia 76ers, and we're picking up Drew Holiday. Yes, I signed Kalena Azubuike out of free agency. You can get mad at me all you want, but Drew Holiday is going to come in here. I know he's listed as a point guard, and maybe he is more of a point guard than he is a shooting guard, but ultimately, he's size-wise, he fits the shooting guard mold. He's going to be my backup, and he's a significant upgrade behind Mr. Klay Thompson. So, yeah, I don't know who or what Alec Wellington is. I don't really need him, and if I thought there was a place I could maybe make an upgrade, I would do it. I just don't really see it. So, you know, I'm probably just going to leave him on the team, and I don't even know. I don't want to because I want Biyombo to get minutes. So, you know what? No. Mr. Wellington, good luck somewhere else. I don't really need you. Okay, I'll see you guys at the start of the final regular season. It's year 3, but it's really our first season in Brooklyn. However, it is the final season of this video, and we haven't had much success so far. We had a really good regular season last year, then blew a 3-1 lead in the first round to the retirement home Celtics, and I can't stand for that. We made a lot of upgrades this offseason. Their moves that bolstered our bench, our starting lineup, and everything in between. Mike Conley, new addition here, our starting point guard. Klay Thompson is going to start. Game wants Drew to start. Maybe that's an idea. I like Klay a lot. Melo here at the 3. Millsap, I don't know why his overall is going down. His morale's hurt. I don't know. Is he on his period or something? Who the hell knows? But he's here. And then Brook Lopez, we obviously went ahead and matched the contract he got. He's back as well. Bench unit is really good. Drew Holiday's a new addition. He's going to be my 6th man. Derek Favors remains on this team. Just now moves, I guess, back to the bench where he was year 1. Still got Landry Fields, DJ Augustine we brought in. Bismack Biyombo, our backup center. So, I mean, talent-wise, this team is good. We are there. I mean, as much as we could have possibly done, we are 100% there. So, another really good regular season, hopefully a little bit more playoff success. I'll see you guys at the end of it. We won 69 games. Nice. That's awesome. No, it was awesome. We had a fantastic regular season. I'm very much hoping it translates into way more postseason success and ultimately a championship. Russell Westbrook's your MVP. Anthony Davis went #1 overall to Toronto as your Rookie of the Year. Danny Granger now on the bench for the Indiana Pacers as your 6th man. Timmy D at age 36 winning depoys out here. Damian Marshall, I don't know who that is, but he's most improved. Naver Johnson does win Coach of the Year for us. So, man's out there proving why we made the correct decision not firing him. Here are the standings. We are 69 wins, clearly going to give us the 1 seed here in the East. And it was only 6 games better than the Thunder, so maybe a finals preview? Who the hell knows? Stats on the season. Carmelo Anthony, Klay Thompson, Mike Conley, Brook Lopez, Millsap, Favors, Holiday, Augustine Fields, Biyombo. Boy, that was a mouthful. Rebounds was Paul Millsap, and then assists with Mike Conley. Okay, I need to go out and just win right now. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone. It's NFL free agency. Jameer Nelson, J.J. Redick, Michael Petrus, Brian Peeler, and then obviously Dwight Howard is fantastic. He's probably the best player in the series at this point. They win game 1. We do win game 2. We win game 3. Win game 4, and that is a gentleman sweep. You love to see it. Okay, Chicago Bulls. Derrick Rose actually hasn't won an MVP technically, but this is MVP version of Derrick Rose, and his surrounding core is very, very good. So, a lot of challenges here potentially in the East semis for us. We take a quick 2-0 lead. They do win game 3. We win 4. We win 5. Okay, Eastern Conference Finals. You got John Wall and Nick Young in the backcourt. Mike Dunleavy, Andre Blatch, Marcus Camby's got to be 38, 39. Holy shit. Jason Richardson's a really nice 6-man off the bench. Jose Calderon's a nice pickup. Trevor Booker. Okay, so they're a deep team. They are a deep team with some talent there for sure. We do take a 3-0 lead, and okay, maybe it was a little bit easier than I thought. Well, we suggested this could be a finals preview. Clearly, you can see that it is. The Oklahoma City Thunder are always a ginormous pain in my ass throughout these rebuilds. Whether I'm doing an Eastern Conference team or a Western Conference team, I always face them at some point. So we know what this roster is. A lot of talent. Are we up for the challenge? Let's see. We win game 1. That's big. Win game 2. Are we just going to run them out of their own goddamn building? I mean, this is insane. We're fighting back and forth right now. Maybe they take this one, but we're heading back to Brooklyn. Oh, wait, we're fighting back a little bit. Okay. I'll see you guys in there. Well, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. This game did not start out very well for us, and ultimately we've turned it around, and it is now a 1-point game and a possible closeout game for us here in Oklahoma City. Carmelo Anthony is just doing whatever the hell he wants. I mean, to be fair, man only has 14 points, but no, other than that, I think this team is just very well-rounded. I have no interest in playing off-ball defense against probably the fastest player in the league at this point. Russell Westbrook's just going to take a pull-up 3. He misses it. Okay, that's nice. Let's just go back to Melo. I don't know who the hell this is guarding him, but it's Carmelo freaking Anthony, and I really don't know who this is, so I'm just going to tell him to get the hell out of my way, and let's just go dance, big boy. Oh, my God. Melo! Oh, my God. Okay. Thunder take a timeout. That was insane. That was insane. That's exactly kind of the only words I have to describe this right now. All right, let's just go through, hopefully put this one to bed. I want this to be a relatively simple kind of ending to this, and I don't want to stress too much because I'm sure many of you know I'm not very good at this game. So we have a 3-point lead, which is nice, and 2:24 left to go here in this ball game. So let's just lock it in right now. Yes, I'm going to be a world-class asshole, and I'm not playing on-ball defense because I'll get cooked, and nobody wants to see me lose. James Harden pulls from deep, and he hits a 3, tying this ball game. The beard. Oh my God. Now I know I mentioned this from time to time. Can you imagine if the Thunder probably, I don't want to say they're not competent because they are a very competent franchise in terms of, drafting and everything like that. But if that's a bad shot, I don't know. Oh my God. If they didn't trade him away to Houston, now does he turn into the MVP caliber player that he is, or was, I guess? No, probably not. Because a third option it's very hard to be a third option anywhere and turn into an MVP caliber. I mean, he went to Houston and was very, very good, but just saying, what if? Hypothetically, obviously. Would be insane. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call an ISO, and then I'm going to call a floppy, and hopefully Klay Thompson gets the shot. Obviously, we want probably third best shooter in NBA history taking this right now. Okay, he pulls it. He hits it. Oh, my God. Klay Thompson, big shot. 5-point lead. Oh, my God. I cannot believe that went in. I'm just going to try to sag off here and kind of hang with James Harden. That's probably not a great idea, but we're going to do it anyways. Russ is wasting some time. Some time they really don't have to waste. I'm not going to... He steps out of bounds. He steps out of bounds, and we're going to take the ball back with 1:15 left to go. And oh my God, I think one more basket and this one's over. I'm going to try to waste as much clock as possible here, because why wouldn't I? But man, we are in a good position right now, basically in the driver's seat here. I'm going to call the ISO, and then I'm going to call the screen with about 8 seconds left. and see if we can just put this one to bed, call it a series, call it a video, and get this shit done. Mike Conley has the easiest layup of his life. I almost blew it because he has the fastest release I've ever seen. But it's a 7-point game. I think we make a stop here, it's over. I know I said if we score there, it's probably over, but okay, seriously, we're doing timeouts now. Good God, man, come on. Come on, come on, come on. I'm not changing anything. I don't know why this game just, come on. Let's go. Okay, be the coach. Put the starters in or keep them in. Okay, cool. All right, we have one more defensive possession here. We close them out, and we have a championship here in our final season in Brooklyn, which I would be very happy about. They can go in the backcourt if they want. It's under 2 minutes. And Harden going up, doesn't get the foul call, does get the rebound to Ibaka. Russ is in the paint right now against Conley. That's some pretty good defense. And that might do it. That might do it, my friends. Melo on the exclamation point. They're going to foul. Good night. We go on to sweep the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they still give Russell Westbrook a Finals MVP. I know those stat lines are insane except for the three-point shooting. I hate it when this game does that. It's not realistic. I think it's happened like once in NBA history. It's dumb. I hate it. Who cares? Melo's my Finals MVP. All right, man. This team turned into a really nice surprise. You know, we started out with obviously just a terrible roster that, you know, although wasn't super old, just wasn't super promising in any way. So retooled it, rebuilt it. We ended up with a championship, and Brooklyn Nets fans, or New Jersey Nets fans, I hope you're happy. So that's it for me, man. Let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.